Found this property, I was excited because it was down the street from where I work, and it's in a nice location. So I was ready to jump on it, and I was excited. And the guy who's selling it, you never know, because real estate, it can be real shady. You never know if you got somebody like legitimate. So I called my son. He's yelling, "You don't know what you're doing. You got to do a title search. You got to do everything." He doesn't, because my son actually lost money on a deal, real estate deal. So he's really skeptical, and I'm really skeptical too, because there's a lot of scam artists. But so what you're supposed to do is you get the land, you do a title search, you pay a little bit extra money, make sure it doesn't have any tax liens or any kind of lien on the property. But this guy that I found, he's on the internet. His name is Land Champion, and he has a lot of great deals, and he does in-house closing. So I was skeptical, so I called the town on him. I called Charlotte County, this county that I'm in. I says, is this guy, what's his name? And he says, yeah, he owns a lot of properties, he sells it. So then I asked about this property. They said, it's a building lot. That's what I checked. Make sure you call the town. First thing you do, ask questions. And they said it was a building lot. So that's what you need to know. And I says, is this guy legitimate? And he says, well, he owns a lot of properties and sells a lot of properties here. His name's on that property. So then I signed the contract. I called again after he says everything was good. And they said, well, what's it saying on the document? I told them. Then they checked everything and says, yeah, your name's on the property now. It's a legitimate deal. So I actually, thank God, this guy was a legitimate business owner. It's Land Champion online if you want to check it out. He has a lot of great deals. Just tell him that I sent you. You seen my video. And I was like, hey, listen, if you're a legitimate dude and this property is legit, I will give you a shout out. And he's like, oh man, thank you. So I gave a shout out, Land Champion. And this is the property here. See how it goes all the way down? So you got a huge piece of property here. And some of it is mine and some of it isn't. So let's try to climb on in. I got a GPS coordinates. He gave me the 4 GPS coordinates. So I plugged it in my phone to try to find my property, okay? So I'm walking around the inside of this property here. Let's go on the inside here. I'm gonna show you a bit of it. And it's all woods here. I gotta get a chainsaw, cut all this down. Let's go on the inside as much as we can here. All right. All right here. So I'm inside the property here. It goes way back deep. I'm sure this is part of my location, but I don't know where it ends, where it starts over there, where it starts over here. I could be off a little bit. So lesson 1, we need to get a survey. So I called survey companies, and they told me that they're all booked. So I called 3 or 4 of them. They're all 3 to 5 weeks booked. So I scheduled the best deal out of them all. And they're gonna be here within, I called them last week when I purchased the property. So we got about another 3 weeks to go until they're here. And then they'll mark out the corners for me. This corner, that corner, the back 2 corners. And then I could start getting my chainsaw out and chopping all this down, try to clear it out.